All good? Shall we put the light on or good to go? Does that help? Great. All right, so rolling. Fabulous. You have no idea how much it means to this local community, Shannen, that you came here all the way from Los Angeles and that you're helping lend your name and face to a cause that, quite frankly, needs a lot of help right now in this economy. And I know we talked about that, and I heard you talking about it eloquently as well. Why do you think that this is something that's so important for a celebrity name to put? Like, why do you think you're here, so to speak?
Well, I think that domestic abuse is something that's not talked about often enough, and it's not exposed enough. And we all talk about everything else that's going in the world and that's going on in our own country, but domestic abuse seems to be that sort of quiet one. And what's frustrating for me is that not only is it quiet for lesser people who have a little less, but it's also very quiet in the affluent neighborhoods. It's very buried, and it's unacceptable. And you're talking about domestic abuse of women and of children, and it's unacceptable. And I think if I can lend my name to something that I believe in, like putting a stop to domestic abuse, and bring some attention to it, then I'm more than happy to be here.
Well, that's exactly what's happening because of, and I'm going to go on this side because it's starting to rain slightly, because of your presence here, and you're not getting wet, right?
No, I'm fine.
Because of your presence here this evening, we have more press. We have people that have come just to see you in action, so to speak. So I think it's amazing, and I think that it's. I just need you to understand how important that is.
Thank you.
And so have you? I know you've been to the Hamptons before,
I have.
right? Talk a little bit about what it's like to be here in the Hamptons for people that live here. They love to hear about their town. Talk.
Well, I mean, it's obviously beautiful. It's beautiful and it's quaint, and I love the fact that each village has its own feeling and its own vibe and its own sort of people. Really, it's interesting to see, who chooses to live in Southampton and Bridgehampton and Southampton and East Hampton and Sac Harbor. All of them. It's there's different personalities all over the place, and it's just quaint and gorgeous and scenic.
There is a different energy. That's really good that you noticed that. It's so true that East Hampton is different from Southampton. They all have their special
Completely different. And Bridgehampton and Montauk is even more different. It's very different.
If you're a spiritual person, you believe in you get it. So we just learned something about Miss Shannen Doherty. She's spiritual, on top of giving spiritual. So let's get to the good stuff here. Dancing with the Stars.
Right.
That was one of the most incredible, emotional speeches with your dad. Can you go back in time a little bit? If I don't want to get you emotional at all, but very, very, it really struck a chord in me. I think it must have been challenging to get up there. I know that you also have a stage fright, so to speak,
Yes.
which is incredible considering you're a performer to some extent.
Right.
So talk a little bit about Dancing with the Stars and that experience for you.
Well, I'm a performer in the sense of I get to be on camera with a director who's telling me cut and let's do it again. So I know that if I mess up, I'm going to get another take. And on a live show, you don't get another take. And also, there's kind of no director, and you're doing something that you're not naturally talented at. I mean, I am spiritual, and I very much believe that I'm an actor because God gave me that talent, and it would be a shame if I didn't use it. Just like, we all have talents, and I have other talents, but I use them every single day because I think that, it's not right to not use what God gave you. And so Dancing with the Stars was so outside of my comfort zone and frightening, really. And my dad, it was the one thing he really wanted me to do, and that's my dad, and he was sick and still is sick, and I'll do anything for my dad. So it was a yes, but it was frightening. And then to see him, the first performance night, he was the first person I saw, and I was crying. I couldn't catch my breath, and throughout the dance, it was the Viennese waltz, all I kept on seeing was my dad, and it was so emotional for me, but it was. It's a memory that we'll always have and cherish.
What is your whole take on reality television? I know that we are around the same age. In fact, because of you and your role in 90210, I was able to detect I did a self-breast exam because I remember you guys did a very specific
episode, yes.
episode.
Brenda had a breast cancer scare.
Yes. And I, from that episode, did a self-breast exam for the first time, found a lump, which thankfully was not malignant, it was benign,
Right.
but all because of 90210.
Wow, that's
So-
pretty amazing. The power of TV is insane.
The power of TV sends a message, and when it's good TV, meaning when it has a message,
Right.
and a mission. So your take on what the world of television has evolved into, we've gone from scripted television, which is what you grew up with, Little House on the Prairie, 90210, some stuff that's with us forever, and then reality TV, which is also with us forever too.
I think that there's a place for both, and I think as an actor and an actor who primarily does TV, there was a moment where I stopped and went, "Whoa, this is there's more reality TV on than scripted TV," and as a scripted TV actor, it was hard to sort of come to terms with that and say, all right, that means less jobs for actors like me, and it gets rough, but I also appreciate reality TV if it's done right. I don't like the exploitive, everybody knows which programs those are, and I certainly wouldn't name them and don't need to, but there are other ones that I think are really good and that are also sending out a positive message in some way, shape, or form, and are also entertaining. I don't think TV only has to be about a message. I think that there is a time that in this world that we want to turn our brain off and just be entertained, and that's also our jobs as actors to do. So there's definitely a place for it, and I think it's interesting. I think that it's the concept of a star who doesn't normally do reality TV doing something that's sharing their life is incredible. Then there's the flip side, which people are now being made into stars by doing reality TV. And I don't watch those programs quite as much. I like a little bit more of a glimpse into somebody that I've always been curious about. Or what is the Gillian Anderson reality TV show that's it's not really, it's reality TV. It's the fat boot camp show. Okay. That's inspiring, It's inspiring. Like, you cry. You're like, wow,
Biggest Loser.
The Biggest Loser. Like, it's amazing. So I think there's a place for everything in this world, and we now have something that's even more amazing, which is the web, and the fact that you're able to do TV for the web, and I think you have a little bit more freedom, and that's pretty fantastic as well.
Let's talk about, you've worked with some incredible actors in your time, and you're being in front of the camera. You've gone from the big screen to the little screen and back, so to speak. I know years ago that wasn't something that was as easy to do, to become a TV movie superstar, so to speak. Cheryl Ladd, Jacqueline Smith, all of these amazing, incredible TV stars that had a hard time transitioning on screen. So that said, do you have more of a medium that you enjoy doing, the big screen versus television?
I don't. I don't really. TV is my home. It's always where I felt the most comfortable. It's where I've always felt like I had the most access to my fans and to the public. You're in their living room. They don't have to get up. They don't have to go anywhere. They can kick back and watch during dinner. Or they can kick back, with their shoes. Whatever it is, you're in their homes, which means you're in their life, and you touch them in a much more intimate way than you do sometimes in a movie. With that being said, going off and doing movies is amazing, and I was fortunate enough to have, Michael Lehman and Kevin Smith believe in me enough to give me those opportunities on Heathers and Mallrats. But and recently Michael Landon Jr. I did Burning Palms, and they're fantastic experiences. There's something completely different, when you go off and you work for 3 months and you have a little mini family for 3 months, and the other one you work 10 months out of the year together, and that becomes your family.
Heathers, in a role that I would believe still follows you around in terms of people are like, oh my God, oh my God.
I certainly hope so. It's a movie that I'm unbelievably proud of.
And did you actually learn how to play croquet for that?
I did not. It was just hit the ball, Shannon, just hit the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to wrap up right now. Well, writer, producer, director, you've got a lot of titles in your name. Anything that right now you're working on that you'd like to share with us? Author, I know is in there too.
Yes, I have a book coming out in November that I wrote that is all about female empowerment. It's called Badass, and it's how you go from being a bad girl in your 20s, because we all have those moments where maybe we don't know how to be strong as women. We go too far. I did. Or we underplay it, and this is about embracing it and being charming and being a lady, and I come from the South, so it was all about me embracing my Southern roots again, and how my grandmother could go in a bank and get a loan when everybody else was getting turned down because of how she dealt with them. She was a lady, she was classy, but not getting walked over, not, not letting a man treat you poorly. How it's about the work environment, relationships, it's everything. It's my whole life experience.
When is the book going to be out officially?
November.
November. So how fitting that you're writing a book about empowering women, girl power, and with the retreat. Does it get any more fitting? It's all coming full circle.
Yes.
So, well, we wish you the best. We're
Thank
very
you.
grateful that you're here.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Shannen Doherty.
Thanks, guys.
Badass. No. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We're all
Okay.
badass.